Hi, this is Tom Kane, the voice of Jedi Master Yoda. And this is Inside the Force. Listen, you will. Foreseen it I have, yes.
It is a period of Star Wars mania, as new movies, comic books, novels, and TV shows populate the system. Fueled by their love and passion for the galaxy far, far away, two exceptional geeks tap into hundreds of holocrons in order to bring you the knowledge and insight of all things Star Wars. Come and join them as they go inside the Force.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Star Wars Inside the Force. He's Casey Cooley.
Hello everybody.
I'm Dave Cottingham, and we are stoked. We are talking everything about Force Friday in this episode, as well as a lot of other things. I mean, just a lot of other things that we are just excited about. Great time to be a Star Wars fan, as we've said, but we are literally 100 days away from watching episode 7.
That's crazy.
And that's the show.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need to know, people. Just go on the internet, look up if you want to learn spoilers, but this is all you need to know.
Force Friday really, just to be honest, Force Friday really just ramped it up for me.
That's nuts. Like, I've never heard of anything like, maybe, I don't know if even the first Star Wars tours were released, back in the 70s or even the early 80s, whenever the first Kenner stuff came out. But I've never even heard of something like this.
No.
Huge release and just a mass
global unboxing, basically, is what happened.
Oh,
and I was
incredible.
I was up past midnight.
Yeah.
And I watched the Australia had the first videos.
I saw some of it, yeah.
So I saw some of that. But then I wasn't able to really watch that day, but as we'll get into it, we'll talk about what happened on our day. And actually, let's do that, because we actually pre-recorded an interview with we brought Jeb Smith on the show to talk about Force Friday a little bit and what we got. So let's just go ahead and do that, and then we can just talk about your thoughts, and then we get into all the news and stuff like that. So let's bring it in real fast. Let's drop it in, because we pre-recorded it before we talked. But here's Jeb Smith and me talking about what we did on Force Friday. So I wanted to bring Jeb on the line here and talk about Force Friday a little bit, because I don't think we intended to do what we ended up doing.
You did, yeah.
Because we were talking about going, and he talked about he had already got. He'll say it better, but we talked about he had already ordered the BB-8.
Yeah,
remote. But he wanted to go look for the Falcon, the Falcon drone kind of thing. So anyway, let's get him on here. So hey Jeb, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
So we were talking about this whole Force Friday stuff, and I had to get you on here because I was not expecting you to get all the stuff that you got.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you weren't either, right?
Absolutely not. I was going to get the little drone. I was going to fly it around, have a great time, and then I saw all the stuff that I didn't know I wanted.
Right. So the first trip we made, you had heard, I think that we had heard that the Disney store was carrying the Falcon drone. And
correct.
Because you had ordered the BB-8 where? At Best Buy, I think?
Yes.
Yes. So he had already...
Like before First Friday?
Yes. You can pre-order, right?
So I didn't even know that BB-8 was the thing, remote was the thing until Force Friday. I didn't know.
Actually, I ordered it the minute I got to work, because that's when it had it up bestbuy.com. Yeah. But it didn't even have the picture of it up yet or anything. It was just like a text order.
Well, see, I knew the day before that it was going to be available. They said it was going to be available at Best Buy and Apple Store. But it ended up being at Brookstone, which we'll mention here in a second. But so we ended up taking our lunch break, and me being Jeb's boss, actually, it was okay for him to go with me. So so we go to Disney Store, because I told Jeb, I was like, I think they're putting out some new toys and stuff that are Disney exclusive. So let's go check it out. So we get there and we're looking around. I'm just all these, And have you been to the Disney store yet, Casey?
The new revamped one? Yes, I have.
No, I mean since Force Friday.
No, I haven't.
Okay,
no.
So they've got all these new toys out. They got
Yeah.
masks, Stormtrooper masks, Kylo Ren masks.
Right.
They got these die-cast Millennium Falcons and Star Destroyers.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, then all of a sudden, Jeb on the other side of the room was like, "Dave, come over here." And what'd you find over there?
It was the Elite series, the 6-inch figures.
Yes.
And they were sold out of all the Stormtrooper versions, but they still had 2 Kylos, the Ray, is what it's called?
Yeah, they had a couple Rays.
Yeah, and
which come with the BB-8s.
Yes.
Like a small little BB-8?
Yes.
That's cool.
She comes with a BB-8 and then Finn. They had like 2 or 3 Finns.
Right, so I got 3 of those, and then at the counter I ordered the other 3 that they sold out of. But the store is sold out of them all now online too.
Completely sold out. Yeah, which I'm kicking myself because I obviously was like, and the thing about it is I knew as we were there, I knew we were like, well, we should go check out Target. We should go check out Best Buy, and then Jeb heard from you heard from someone there, right? That they had the Falcon possibly at Brookstone.
Correct. One of the employees said Brookstone has the BB-8, so we went there and bought one.
And you bought a second one.
BB-8?
I did. One is opened and I play with it, and the other one sits on my desk.
Did you have to wait in line for that? Like, did it? Because a friend of mine waited.
I don't think anybody knew Brookstone had them.
Yeah,
because they still have boxes. Like Jeb, I went there. We went to the mall. Me and the family went Sunday maybe, and they had probably like 12 boxes where we saw them.
Yeah,
right.
So I don't think they sold out of them. I think I don't think anybody really knows they have them.
I would never have thought Brookstone.
I know, right?
Star Wars toys.
No. We were sitting there watching the store employee play with it, and that one guy walked in and just kicked it, and his head flew right off.
I was going to pee my pants. I was laughing so hard, but I didn't want to. He just walked in like, "Hey guys," and then just kicked it
because it was so
head
small.
Went flying around. Yeah, it is really small.
Yeah,
like it is a lot smaller than I anticipated.
Because when I first heard about it, I thought it was like a life size remote control BB. I was like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. Then I saw like it was really little. Like it's still really cool.
It's still really cool.
That's pretty incredible.
So have you mastered the movement of it yet?
No, I just I put it on my kitchen on patrol mode, and it mapped out my whole kitchen.
Oh my gosh!
And so now it just kind of goes around.
That's awesome.
Don't kick it. Yeah.
But anyway, real quick, back to the Disney store though. See, I was able to get. I wanted a Stormtrooper one bad, so I got I did order the Stormtrooper one, but I mean, Jeb did the right thing, got them ordered, and now they're like selling like crazy. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like the Phasma one, I think didn't you just text me? It was like $110 now.
$110. I got it coming. I paid $24.
God, yeah, that's ridiculous. But I gotta say, and I'll when we get into where else we go, but I gotta say these Elite series, I did not know that these were coming out.
Yeah,
these Elite series are just unbelievably cool figures, and I don't see any way I would ever take these out of the box unless I bought a second one.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Now, what are you going to keep yours? Or are you going to sell yours?
Oh, I'll keep them.
Yeah, I would keep them too. There's no way.
Yeah, you've got to. They're just too cool.
They're very cool. So you got the 6 figures there. I got the 2 figures at the Disney store. We go to Brookstone. You get the BB-8.
Yep.
And then we head to, on our way to Target, we swing by Best Buy and pick up your other BB-8.
Yeah.
And then we swing by Barnes & Noble's, the bookstore, and pick up, we each picked up Star Wars Aftermath.
Have you started reading that yet?
I have. I'm about 5 chapters in. Love it. I can, I am not. That's why comics are so awesome.
Yeah.
I am not a long-term reader.
Can't invest in a novel.
How do you say that? Like,
well, it's a long-term reader.
Not long-term, but like at one sitting, I'm not a long-time reader. Like I can't sit there for like 2 hours and read.
Yeah.
I'm just over it.
Yeah.
So one chapter at a time every night was what I'm trying to do.
Right.
So I think there's like 20-something chapters. So by the end of the month, I'll be through it. But it's really good. It's really good.
Give it to me next weekend.
I know. Yeah, Casey will get right through it.
I'll definitely have it read on like the 16th or 17th because I have nothing else to do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So you can come on actually and give us a full review.
I will. Definitely.
And then we swing over to Target. Now, Target was one of the big. I mean, obviously there's several stores, but Target was really big on the advertising for Force Friday. They had commercials with it. Force Friday. Our Target, and I'm assuming most of them did, but our Target in Lexington dedicated an entire corner of the store to the Force Awakens.
Of course,
Star Wars toys. It is ridiculous.
A corner and the regular aisle. So
they did have the regular aisle stuff where you found what?
The Force Effects lightsaber for Kylo Ren.
I did not even know they made this.
There was. Did he tell us that there was only one in Lexington?
One, yeah, they got the only one.
Oh my gosh.
They got the only one, and Jeff bought it.
The real one, not the small little kitty version of the Force FX.
The real one that you have. Yeah. You have of the yes,
of the other ones. Yeah,
it is freaking awesome. Did I show you the picture?
You showed me a picture of it, yeah.
Yeah, because it lights up exactly like the trailer. Like
because they usually use the same sound.
It's the same sound.
That's so cool.
Oh my god, it's so awesome. Like I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that thing.
How much was that going for?
$2.
Really? That's more expensive than when they first came out.
I know.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because I told Jeb that Corey, I think, paid $150 for his for each of his
Darth Maul ones. Yeah.
ones.
See, like 120 on the price of
the normal
first
ones.
Yeah. Jeez.
And this doesn't have a detachable blade either.
Right.
No, they're a little bit over 300 online now.
Yeah. Oh, you can't get them right now. I mean, but he got the only one in Lexington. Oh, it's ridiculous. Because I didn't even know. Because
I'll tell you what, if we had wandered around that store for 10 more minutes, I would have put it back. It's big and heavy.
Well, then I would have bought it.
Yeah.
I told you I would have bought it if you weren't going to buy it. So
yeah.
What's funny is that I'm talking to Harold, our buddy Harold, right? So I got Harold and I'm talking to him. Have we had Harold on the show here?
We haven't actually.
Oh my god, we gotta get Harold on. So I'm talking to Harold. And he's going crazy. He's like, "Oh my god, another some Star Wars geek talk to." So he starts showing me toys, telling me about toys. So he's like, "Come on, you gotta see this." So we walk down, and as soon as I look through the aisle, and there's Jeb walking by, and then he has in his hand the Kylo Ren lightsaber and the Falcon drone.
You got it all.
And I'm like, "Oh my god, he hit the jackpot."
Yes, you can say that.
So actually, you found those in the regular aisle, right?
Those are in the regular aisle. Last ones of each, actually.
Last ones of each. See, you always got to get the last one. I mean, that's just a rule. So then Harold walks us over to the corner where there's just a full corner of stuff, and they had the Pop Funkos. Like they only had like 5 of them left, but they had a whole shelf full of them. They're gone.
Yeah. It's like Jingle All the Way. It's like all the Turbo Man stuff.
Yeah. They had all these 12-inch figures.
Yeah.
They had now what I really liked about them is they had a lot more T-shirts and stuff. So I bought this Force Awakens T-shirt that I'm wearing right now, and bought the wife something, bought the kids a couple Star Wars shirts. Jed, did you find anything else over there? I don't think you did you?
No, but speaking of those little pop head things, right now Myers has all of them in stock.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I might be going to Meyer tomorrow for lunch.
There's Myers, yeah.
After B-dubs, of course, we'll head over there.
Yeah, definitely.
Dang, I didn't know that. That's a good.
Yeah, they have a huge aisle too. Myers had a big Force Friday thing that I didn't know about.
So you went in there just recently and saw the pop figures?
Yep.
Well,
pop figures. They have the giant $200 Yoda that articulated and talks and everything.
Crazy. That thing is crazy. Nice. I want that, but yeah, I gotta wait for that.
See, I don't know about that one because that one you need to have it out of the box to interact with it.
True. Yeah, I would probably definitely take it out of the box. It's not as cool as
the other ones that sit there because you know it's going to swing the lightsaber and talk and give you quotes and stuff. So I'd want that one out of the box.
Yeah, but that'd be a good thing to put like the entrance of work when people walk through. Is it activated, like motion activated?
Yes, it's got 2 sensors on the front of it.
Oh man, see,
I believe I saw them on there.
Yeah, I might have to check that out. But yeah, that so in the end, I ended up with shirts, Force Awakens, Aftermath and a couple die-cast figures. And then Jeb, of course, cleaned house.
Oh, so yeah, don't remind me.
What did you end up with? So you ended up with...
Okay, so we got 2 BB-8s, the Force Effects lightsaber, 6 figures, the book.
And the drone.
I think that's it. Oh, yeah, that's right, the drone.
And the drone. So I think, in the end, to be honest, I think Jeb got the best Star Wars merchandise out there.
Yeah.
I mean, for real.
Yeah.
Like, there's all kinds of figures, of course, but I mean, the top products, somehow you got them all in that one day.
That's crazy.
I didn't. I scored the last one today.
That's right. Yeah, what did you get today?
I got the Kylo Limited, one of 700 today.
Now, what size figure is that?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I just got it on eBay. So it doesn't really count for Force Friday, but, you know.
Well, it's a Force Friday product, though, right? I mean,
it is a Force Friday product, yeah, but people were actually ordering those on September 3rd. So that's when that's when the Disney store opened up the ordering, and I saw the guy I bought it from on eBay posted his receipt of exactly when he ordered it. So
okay, I'm looking at it up now. Now this is a statue, right? It's not a figure, I don't think. I think it's actually a statue.
Right. I think it takes batteries and everything. The lightsaber lights up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's a it's a Kylo Ren limited edition. Yeah, Force Awakens figurine is what it is. So it just stays on a little platform, and man, it is freaking awesome. It really is. Lightsaber lights up. But this also, Jeb, I don't know if you knew, this is actually a Disney Store exclusive.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
so
okay.
That's how they were getting it on the Disney Store. I'm pretty sure that's the only place you could have got it.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at stuff right now online on eBay. It's selling for some people are selling for $800 $800. Some are selling for $400.
Yeah, I got it for $265.
Wow, that's awesome, man. I'm telling you, Jeb got the best freaking toys from Friday. There's no doubt about it.
I only wanted the stuff that kind of was rare-ish.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll make more and put it all out there, but I just want to get a good... Like, this is my first... I've never bought a Star Wars toy before, so I figured if you're going to start, drop $1,000.
Yeah, just get it out there.
Oh, my God.
So start the collection right, man.
That's right.
No, I think, the thing about it is not many people, I mean, as far as I know, like, I don't know how many make of those, but a lot of people don't buy those FX Sabers unless they're like...
Yeah, I haven't...
Super collectors, I think.
I haven't seen many people with them, no. Like,
yeah, I don't know too many. I know, you've got which ones?
I have
Luke. The Lukes?
Yeah. Well, like...
And Vader's, right?
Yeah, Corey has Vader.
Corey's is Vader.
I have Luke. A buddy of mine, Adam, has maces.
Yeah, I want that
which
one.
Which is incredible.
I want that
one.
one.
And this is before the detachable blades.
But see, they haven't made Mason a detachable yet. That's why I haven't gotten it. But because I want to... That's the thing is I wish... That was the Kylo Ren was detachable because you want to carry the hilt, when you go to like Celebration or something like that. But no, the figurine, that's a great score, Jeb, because I think is awesome. The thing is really awesome.
It just looks cool. It'll be sitting on a shelf I might have to build a separate shelf for that around my computer. Yeah, I might bring some LEDs in and backlight it. It'll be awesome. So
obviously you're going to take that one out of the box.
No way.
Oh, you're not.
Mm-mm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No,
that's something that that's the thing about I don't know, figurines. It's like that's something like that. I don't know. I would have to maybe take that out. That's tough. That's a tough call. The
I don't
Kylo
want to try
Ren.
to cheat somebody, but I'm going to look at the packaging, and if it's something you can carefully remove and put back, I might do it.
Yeah. But in the end, it'll be more valuable. Obviously, not open like these Elite Series ones. I'm never going to take out unless I buy another one.
Never going to take it out.
Which I will probably buy if they come out with another Kylo Ren. I might buy another because that's pretty awesome.
Well, those Elite Series ones, we got that little brochure that has release dates for the ones that are coming out. I don't have it in front of me, but it looks like it's 1 or 2 a month, and then they have a question mark for the 18th.
Yes,
they're not telling you what they're going to release, but it's coming out.
It is a Force Awakens figure because they're coming out with 6 of them that are from they're doing one from each movie basically.
Okay.
Every other week, starting at the end of this month. I think the first one is Maul from episode 1. And then, December 18th, they are going to release a Force Awakens figure, which I'm guessing, I'm just going to throw it out there, I think it's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
I think it's Luke.
Yeah.
That would be. I mean, this is going to be those days we're going to have to be, guys. We'll be back in a minute.
Remember the 18th. We're getting a theater, man.
That's true. Have you told the crew yet?
No, not everybody doesn't know. So don't tell everybody. They don't listen to this either, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But
okay.
But no, we'll have to go in the morning, and because we'll see it Thursday night, the 17th. The
Absolutely.
Movie. We'll get up in the morning because they'll probably release it real early. We'll go.
Well, the Disney store, they weren't sure. I said, "Are you guys going to have an early morning for each of these releases?" And they said, "Probably not." But
yeah, they might. So we'll have to go when they first open, which I think is 9. So we'll just show up in the morning and get our Force Awakens diecast figure because I'm getting one of those. It's got to be Luke. It's got to be Luke. It's got to be. All right, so that's Force Friday, Jeb Smith style, and the only way to do it, which is to get the best.
We'll see. I'm up to with this figure 1160.
There you go.
Sweet.
Wow.
You are my hero, man. Love this.
I need to talk to you tomorrow about a raise.
Yeah.
And I promise every little penny I get extra will go to Star Wars stuff. So
wow,
it's not like you're
we
paying
might
me.
we might have a deal. But you better start saving up for celebration, man, so you can get a celebration
I'll go.
with us.
Definitely, whenever that is, I'll definitely go.
So before you get off here, I do want to, beyond Force Friday, talk about your fandom a little bit and how excited are you actually for episode 7?
Oh, super stoked, man. It really didn't kick in until what were we saying, Ant-Man?
Yes.
We were at Ant-Man, and then the preview came on, and everybody was like, well, we don't need to see Ant-Man anymore. We just saw this.
True.
And that's when it started kicking in, and then I don't know, started hanging all those plates, and just it's all coming too fast.
It is coming too fast.
Becky, my wife, is I'm trying to get her into it. I bought her some Star Wars shirts yesterday. So I'm gonna force her to enjoy it.
Well, I mean, I think so. Has she watched the movies yet?
Yes.
Okay.
She has not watched 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. So 4, 5, and 6 she's seen.
4, 5, and 6 she's seen. I don't think she's not into it, but she likes Mean Girls, so.
Oh, hey, that's a great movie. It's funny.
Yeah, we're not talking about that anymore. Okay, so Jeb will obviously be there when we go to Force Awakens. We are 100 days out.
I know. I saw that. I saw Russell post that today on Facebook.
100 nights from tonight, we are going to see Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
That is true. I hope he posts a countdown every day, if nothing else.
Well, we are going to start doing that on that's part of the announcement that we're doing on this podcast. Is we are going to be doing on our Twitter. We're going to be doing a 100-day countdown. So we'll be tweeting out the first one out here, and then I guess we're going to go. I was thinking we're going to start tomorrow, but because technically the release date in the U.S. is technically the 18th, but it's actually going to be the 17th, which is 100 days from now. But I don't know. Anyway,
we need to figure out when tickets go on sale too, so we can
snatch
those up.
We're trying to stay on top of that as soon as we hear. We're gonna, because we gotta talk to that theater and get all kinds of tickets. So it's gonna be incredible. Freaking God! Once December comes, it's gonna be ridiculous. I'm done.
Sorry,
check it out.
All my students are just you're not learning anything. I'm like,
at some point we have to figure out. Maybe it's right after Thanksgiving that we just play Star Wars in the office all day, every day.
Well, when I was hanging those plates, episode 7 or 6 was playing on my computer.
there you go.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I looked at 501st sanctioned uniforms today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have mine. You've seen mine, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really scary if you don't know it's there.
Yeah. Mine is actually not sanctioned anymore. They've
really?
they've actually made like, I guess whatever. When I got this, it wasn't actually movie line, even though at the time they were saying it was. They made some modifications to it, and then
differences.
So little subtle differences to it that don't make mine actually 501st ready. But
Whatever.
I want to get the brand new Stormtrooper outfit anyway, so
yeah,
it don't matter. I'll put that.
If you find it, let me know, and there's a good chance I'll probably pick one up.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, Jeb. Thanks for taking some time and getting on here and talking Force Friday with us.
No problem. Enjoyed doing it. It's awesome.
Yes, I'm sure we'll talk more as you buy some more toys and get you on here.
Yeah, I guess I'll talk to you next week then.
All right, thanks, Jeb.
All right, guys. See y'all later.
See ya.
Bye. So that's
pretty epic, man.
That was our Force Friday. Now like I said at the beginning, I didn't expect to go to all these different stores. Really,
Yeah.
We had some things. I know you wanted to get the Falcon drone, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know much of what was coming out. Like I watched some of the unboxing, so I knew of the BB-8, but yeah, the drone, that's incredible.
Now I think I heard today. Does Target? I think Target has its own remote control BB-8. It's a little bigger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, someone was telling me that today. He's like, "Did you guys see the other remote?" Or it was Russell. Russell's like, I think Target has a different one, and I think it might be cheaper.
Well, it might not be. I wonder if it's like.
So I don't know if it's as good or not.
Maneuverable, yeah.
Maybe not, but yeah, check that out. But so yeah, so I think by far the best, to me in a way, the best toys that came out or I saw were the die-cast figures.
Yeah.
At the Disney store. This Kylo Ren, I'm looking at it right now. It's unbelievable. As soon as I saw it, I was like, got to get that. And then, of course, the FX lightsaber of Kylo Ren. I wish there was another one. Jeb got the only one in town. But I did want to mention we briefly talked about the Elite series that Disney Store has. So I wanted to kind of throw out the dates if people wanted to get these. Now, the die-cast figures that they have right now, they have 6 of them out. Then I say out, but they're sold out. So you could get them on eBay or Amazon, but you might have to pay a little bit more. But right now they have Rey with BB-8 in the packaging. They have Finn. They've got Kylo Ren. They've got the First Order Stormtrooper. They've got a First Order Flame Trooper, and then they got Captain Phasma.
Yeah.
So they got the 6 figures. Those are the ones that came out Force Friday. Now what they're doing is, in anticipation of the release of Episode 7. Disney Store is releasing one Elite Series character per movie. It looks like every other week leading up to The Force Awakens. Mm-hmm. So starting September 28th, they're going to do Episode 1, and they're going to release Darth Maul as a die-cast Elite Series figure. Fantastic. So 2 weeks later, October 12th, they're doing Anakin Skywalker from Episode 2. So it's basically Hayden Christensen. I'm assuming a lot of people are probably going to care about that, but I'm going to get that. This figure I'm really stoked for because of just the way it looks. October 26th, Episode 3, they're doing Grievous. Mm-hmm. November 9th, Episode 4, they're doing the Galactic Stormtrooper. Episode 5, November 23rd, they're doing Darth Vader. So that's a die-cast figure, going to be awesome. And then another, obviously, one of my favorite characters, Episode 6, they're doing Boba Fett on December 7th. You know what I just realized? I have to look this up. But these are basically the same exact characters on the 10 covers that are coming out, except Episode 2.
Anakin. Is right. It's
they had Yoda on, but I think the other ones are these other characters. Because I just looked at this, it's all bad guys.
Yeah.
Besides Episode 2.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Because there's no Yoda, there's no Han. I don't know why they don't do those.
You take out these lightsabers too, right? That they're holding.
Yeah. It's an action figure.
I was looking. I wonder if you can take off Kylo Ren's mask. That'd be really cool if you can do that.
I don't think you can.
I don't think so. That'd be so cool.
So anyway, the great thing about this, and I'm reading this from this brochure that they had at Disney Store, but the great thing about this is, so December 7th you get Boba Fett episode 6. So 2 weeks later, well, just under 2 weeks later, December 18th is actually a question mark.
Who is it?
They're releasing another figure from Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And guesses?
I mean, probably Luke Skywalker.
I think it's Luke Skywalker.
Maybe that's maybe that's why they were taking photos of him. The pictures that we saw, and maybe they're
Wow, that's a great, because remember we said that might be for figures, or toys.
Yeah,
that's exactly probably that might have
It
been what it's
could
for. Yeah, I see that as the figure, like him in the Jedi robe, big beard.
Whew.
Awesome,
gotta get that.
Gotta get that. Man,
$25. That's not that bad.
No,
for these kind of toys.
I really thought, looking in the back of it, I thought it was gonna be a $50 figure.
Yeah,
because it's metal. It's a full die cast figure. It's a beautiful packaging.
Yeah.
You know, it's called Elite Series, so it looks better than the Black Series stuff. And because they do have Black Series figures of Kylo Ren and all that stuff you can get.
Like if you look closely at his lightsaber, Kylo Ren's, it's got little lines on it, I guess, to make it look like the flame.
Yes,
kind of look. So
it's a different,
really
it's
detailed.
an unconventional lightsaber for sure. Yeah. So it was funny because I didn't realize this until I watched Nerdist News when they were talking about Forge Friday. Because because I don't know if you're thinking this way, but they're doing a really good job of shifting the focus away from Han, and Leia, and Luke. Because if you think about it, like there's no figures of them out.
Right.
I didn't even really think about that. Did you ever think about that?
I haven't thought about it. No. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I guess somehow I thought about it. But I think they're just focusing, I guess, on the new characters. But
well, I think they're trying to keep it secret.
Yeah,
I think they're trying to keep their look. Like I'm starting to think, like I don't know if we're going to see them.
Toys? Like,
no. Even in trailers.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure we'll even see them.
I'm fine with that.
I'm totally fine with that. But I just think that it's. I mean, I think it's good marketing strategy for sure. I think there's a lot more that's going to happen to them now. In the movies, I think Luke is going to play a more prominent role
in the movie,
or not just the movie, but in the other two movies.
Yeah,
more like in 8 and 9. I don't know. It's tough to say. It's really tough to say because I'm really surprised. Not surprised, but it's just me being such a huge Star Wars fan right now, and aware of what's going on. I really didn't think about at Force Friday, like, where's the Luke Skywalker toys? Where's the Han Solo toys? Yeah. Because, again, they're not focusing on them right now. So, maybe I think we'll get them, but maybe it won't be till after the movie comes out. Like the second wave or something like that.
I was looking if that release date is for that Luke toy. That's right when the movie comes out. So yeah, we don't see
that could
anything.
be another like Force Friday kind of thing where they released the second wave of because I thought what I found rather odd, and I think not odd, but I really think I could see where they're telling us. So in the Disney Store especially, they have all these die-cast figures. They have all these die-cast Millennium Falcons, AT-ATs, Star Destroyers, X-Wings, and I'm thinking, man, these are a lot of old school stuff, but there are X-Wings in the movie.
Right.
There are TIE fighters in the movie, even though they're a little different. They're black. Some of them are black. But they really still, so out of all the 12, like I saw these 12-inch figures, they have Kylo Ren and Rey and the Elite Stormtrooper, or First Order Stormtrooper, but then they also have, in the same packaging, they've got the Galactic Stormtrooper. They've got Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And one that I see a ton, and they even have a big mask, Boba Fett. They're pushing Boba Fett a lot more than you think. And people might think it's subtle, like, oh, it's because he's a more popular character, but there's hints out there. I mean, I think we all know that he survived the Star Wars. I I think somehow
they've basically officially confirmed that he's alive without it's kind of going
without saying it.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, he's pretty much alive. We're just gotta figure out a right way of bringing him into the canon.
Yeah, and maybe it's that Battle of Jakku clip we saw from Battlefront coming out. Right. I was hoping that eventually I'd read about him in Aftermath, maybe, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll get into a lot of that stuff. But yeah, I was Force Friday was
I wish I could
just a rejuvenation of excitement.
If I didn't have to stay after work to film some stuff, I would definitely would have tried to Lexington.
Yeah,
most of the toys probably would have been cleared by then, but still, I would have.
No, there was so much stuff, man. I mean, this stuff was gone, but the diecast stuff, but they had so many toys and different, Lego pieces, Lego sets and different size figures, Black Series figures. That's the one thing I didn't see is a lot of the 6-inch Black Series figures. I saw the 3 3/4 ones. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just unbelievable. I mean, it's just unbelievable the organization of that and all that and having that be an event for everybody, and it was just fantastic.
All these toy companies have been really busy lately. It's crazy. Is it Hasbro and
the Black Series is Hasbro, I think.
Yeah,
I don't think Kenner's got it anymore.
Yeah.
But
that's so cool.
But Disney Store obviously has its own line, so they got their own exclusive stuff. Like Jeb said, he got that one figure, that Kylo figurine that's only 1 in 700. Yeah.
And I was looking up that BB-8 thing you mentioned. There apparently there was like an $80 BB-8.
Yes.
But from just initially what I've read, it's like you get what you pay for. It's cheap kind of. It's a cheaper version, so maybe not.
Yeah, the 151, it is small.
Yeah.
But it looks well done. It looks...
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool thing, man.
Yeah, this looks a little different, but, I mean, might be for the kids mostly than the really intense remote control one.
Yeah, for the older guys like us, we get the real deal thing. But it is a lot smaller than anticipated. Yeah. I wish it was a little bigger.
Yeah, right. That's the original one.
That's the original one.
It's actually bigger than I thought it was, but yeah.
No, it's just small. It's about this big.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's really cool. It works really well.
Yeah, that's amazing.
They said the guy said it's made exactly like
it looks
the way
from what I've seen,
which is supposed to be magnetic. That's how the head is.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Because it's like watching the video of people using this. I'm like, I still don't understand how it works. Like this is still mind blowing. But then I guess. Yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah, it's like a magnet, and then as it rolls, it kind of stays on it.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
like it turns really quick. It spins around. Yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah, I'll probably get one of those. I thought about getting one for Santa for Christmas or something like that. But
yeah.
All right, so that was our Force Friday. So I brought Jeb on, talk about it. Force Friday was awesome, but let's get into some things that came out of Force Friday. And some news. What do you want to talk about first? Let's go into some of these lines.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
From the toy.
So some toys like Finn and Captain Phasma, and Kylo Ren, I think, and Rey. I think they all had toys that had lines, right? From
a movie. I've only heard Finn.
Well, let's just talk about the ones that are Finn and Rey, or Finn and Kylo Ren, are the big ones. Well, see, the Captain Phasma one, the only one I heard from her was that she yells out fire.
Yeah.
FN, I don't know, like 3, 4, 6, 7 or something like that. Which a lot of people are thinking that she is talking to Finn's character while he's as a stormtrooper. They're basically saying that's probably his call sign.
Well, how does her voice sound? Does it sound different because it's in a stormtrooper? Or is it just?
It sounds like her. I mean, if anybody's seen her,
it's just.
Everybody's seen her in Game of Thrones. It's her voice, It's cool, but it just has that calm,
tinny,
the calm thing. Yeah. So, but I thought it was interesting about Kylo Ren's.
Yeah. Not actually as I expected his voice to sound. His voice, from what I've heard of normal Adam Driver talking, sounds a lot like his normal voice, which just because after all these other movies with these huge villains like Dark Knight Rises, Star Trek, and like a Hobbit, I just imagine like these big villains will have like crazy voices, like Iron Man 3 or whatever. So I just imagine Kylo Ren would have some really growly, gruff kind of voice, but it's mostly like his normal voice. It just like it has that tinny sound because it's through a mask. It's a little amplified and filtered, but it has like a slight little like electronic kind of gruff sound to it. But his voice sounds pretty normal, and I think he says about 6-7 lines, about around 10 lines. And his toy, if you like press the button, it keeps like repeating these lines. Some people say that there's a little spoilerish. I guess they kind of are a little bit if you really want to think about it and read a lot into it. But do we want to kind of just give out what he says?
Yeah.
All right. So one of them is I feel it too. Another one is you know what I've come for. I guess could be referring to people or the lightsaber or Finn. I don't know. Another one's together we will destroy the Resistance and the Last Jedi.
And the Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
So people are talking, so Luke, has he been the Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Is it possible that there was an academy and somehow they got wiped out again? Yeah. I don't know.
Because I would have to imagine that 30 years after episode 6, we're coming into episode 7, the mindset of Jedi, the way people think of the Force and of Jedis would be like almost the exact same as they thought about it in episode 4. Like almost like a myth, almost like it's something that doesn't exist.
Yes.
Because it's almost, it's even longer now, the time period between these two films. So unless there was an academy spreading out and it kind of dwindled away after a while, maybe Finn was a part of that academy for a little bit of time until it was like disbanded or whatever.
Yeah, that's possible.
Maybe he was too. I don't know, but
yeah.
So Last Jedi. So Luke or even Finn, maybe could refer to him. I don't know, but yeah, very interesting. And who's he talking to? Like, is he talking to Rey, trying to convert her or something like that, or convert Finn, or I don't know. So interesting. So the next line is, "Don't fight it. You know you can't." The next one is, "I'm immune to the light," and I actually think that's a very interesting thing, the way he's immune to the light, as if that the light side is like a sickness,
yes,
that infects his dark side perspective, which is interesting. And one is that weapon is mine, which probably refers to that lightsaber. Yep. So and I think there's another one. I think there was like no one will stand in our way or something like that. I couldn't really hear it, but that's pretty much all he says. Very cool. Finn, his lines. I'm trying to find it here in this article. Yeah, actually, yeah. Well, I'm reading this article and it goes through kind of what they say. Captain Phasma's. Yeah, he says fire FN 2187. So FN could refer to Finn.
Yeah.
Call sign. Move to your ships now on my command and submit your blaster for inspection. So some simple lines there from Captain Phasma. Let me see if they talk about... so like Finn's lines says, the name's Finn and I'm in charge now. So when I was hearing these lines, I almost thought like, were these lines re-recorded? Because some of it sounded a little... like you're reading off a script in a way. Like, sound very deliberate in how these lines are performed. But
yeah, maybe
I don't know. But the name's Finn, and I'm in charge now, which is funny. And the next one is we go back to Jakku, we die. So apparently they leave planet and they have to go back to the planet. I don't know. Stay low and put up the shields. We need cover quick. Well, this is interesting. One of them it just simply says FS 2187. So Captain Phasma says FN 2187. Finn says FS 2187. I don't know. Like different. Maybe I don't know if it's a typo, but
yeah.
Okay, I need to listen to the lines again. But and one says I don't know what to do. He just kind of yells it out. I never should have rescued you, possibly referring to Rey. And it says, listen, I've had a pretty messed up day. That's one of his lines. So I thought it was funny. Little some strange comedy in Star Wars, but very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Another kind of reveal that I had read is that on one of the Lego sets for Poe Dameron,
yeah,
you see BB-8
Yeah.
as his droid.
Yeah, and if you actually look on StarWars.com now, on their database that they have,
yes,
it has little brief descriptions of a lot of the confirmed characters. And BB-8, even says there, it's his loyal droid, which, again, like, I know that's a small little thing confirmed, but already my mind is reeling and then trying to make connections and trying to put together a story from that. And I don't like that. Like, I don't want to be kind of speculating and all this kind of stuff. Like, how does BB-8 get to Rey? You know, why? Right. How does that happen? When did they become friends? And was BB-8 sent there for a reason or something? I don't know. Like, so I'm already...
Yeah, because even in like this Elite series we talked about, BB-8 is packaged with Rey.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Now, all the marketing, all the stuff we've seen in the trailer, it's like you're with Rey.
It looks like that, yeah. Totally. I mean...
But
yeah. Actually, when did we see her with...
BB-8?
BB-8.
Well, in the newest, that short Instagram trailer, they're together in a shot.
Yes.
And there's just a lot of concept art of them together.
Yeah. Like, because the first shot we saw, it's just him rolling around on the desert. Yeah. Same planet. So somehow. And
I'm pretty sure he was in the shot with Finn and Rey when the the TIE fighters are blasting behind them and they're all running away from it. But I don't know if it was a concept art or if it's actually a screenshot of like behind the scenes, but it might have been concept art of like BB-8 in a net attached to Rey's, I think either speeder or was that big creature that I forget the name of, that kind of walks around. But but I've seen it. It's like trapped in a thing because the rumor was that BB-8's found in a junk pile, with whatever. Because that was one of the rumors that I read a long time ago.
Poe gets sent to Jakku maybe to investigate.
Something,
loses because we saw. I mean, you can see him behind the scenes. He gets captured, by the First Order.
Yeah,
so it must be that at that point.
Yeah. Oh, I keep thinking it's funny because Star Wars. Everybody's wearing pretty much the same costume for the most part. The Jedi's have their uniforms on. Princess Leia, all this kind of stuff has their same usual uniform, especially Han Solo. But like Poe Dameron, we've only seen him either in the Rebel outfit. But, like on the ship, he wears like his normal garb. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if that's going to be like his costume. So like when someone dresses up as Poe Dameron, what are they going to wear?
Yeah.
Because so far, Finn's only worn that kind of like that brown jacket. Rey's got that young Anakin Skywalker look going on. But I just thought interesting little tidbit.
Very much so, yeah.
So cool. So many things. Like I'm just so worried about looking through all these little... harmless things like the coloring books that are being released, or like these little things that are being released that are being surprising people of having little information about the new movie. Like there's a coloring book that was released that it kind of reveals 2 new characters. Like little things like that. Like it's so hard to get away from even the smallest of little spoilers.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to protect myself so much because I just don't want to know anything. I want to be totally surprised, but it's hard, people.
It's very hard.
Be careful.
Because one of the biggest things that came out Friday too were for some books.
Yeah.
Aftermath came out, the much anticipated novel by Chuck Wendig.
Yeah.
And you also had some other novels. I think they're classified as junior novels. There were 3 of them that came out. Each had Luke on the cover. One had Luke, one had Leia, one had Han. I think they were centric around an adventure of them. Yeah. But those took place during the original trilogy.
Are those like the reimagining?
No.
Ones?
These were actually Journey of the Force Awakens stories.
Okay.
You might have to look it up. I can't remember what they're called, but there's a Luke one that takes place I think between like 4 and 5, and then a Leia one and a Han one. Another big novel that came out was one called Lost Stars.
Yeah.
Now, the significance apparently right now of Lost Stars is that it has a lot of mentionings, and like you said, it spans over a big chunk of time.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the official blurb about it. And my iPad keeps crashing on me, but yeah, like I was trying to read that it talks about Alderaan, talks about these other huge events because it's like a love story, I think, of these 2 characters here. And if you just give me a moment here, I'll bring it up. But to introduce these 2 new characters, and I guess they just like fall in love, kind of thing. But here we go. It says 8 years after the fall of the Old Republic. So 8 years after the Old Republic. So that is... This is the Galactic Empire now reigns over the known galaxy. So this is after episode 3.
What is this one?
After... This is Lost Stars. 8 years after the fall of the Old Republic. So that is episode 3. After episode 3.
Episode 3, yeah. So that's around... Yeah, it's about halfway... Well, a little less than halfway to episode 4.
And it just... It must span throughout the whole entire original trilogy, because I read that... I mean, yeah, this is a slight spoiler of the book itself if you don't want to read... I mean, if you want to read the book. But apparently it talks about Alderaan being blown up, and also references Jakku, the Battle of Jakku.
Well, yeah, because the cover of Lost Stars has looks like a crashing Star Destroyer.
Yes. So I don't know if that's like the culminating event at the very end of the book, like it just quickly happens. But this book is supposed to explain, actually a decent amount of what we see in the teaser trailers. That Star Destroyer which crashes, what's the name of it again?
It's called the Inflictor.
Inflictor. So like it talks about what gives the name of the Star Destroyer, the Inflictor. Now I haven't read the book, so I'm not going to spoil it because I simply haven't read it, and I wouldn't do that to you guys. But talks about it talks about that crashing. Talks about some of the battles that go on there, I guess, and how it just decimates the planet. But yeah, I mean, I think that's crazy. I mean, it's not because this isn't the typical book. I don't think that we would even read because it's get that kind of love story about it. But I think I mean, maybe it's kind of a love story, but it's just like a more dramatic story, not so much. I don't know, but it's got some cool information there. So I'm going to have to give this a read. It's 551 pages long. It's a hefty book. So definitely one of the longer Star Wars books that's out there. I will definitely have to read it, and I'm going to try to bring up some of these other ones that have come out.
Well, like I said, so I found the other novels. So besides Lost Stars, like you said, another one that came out was, and I think we briefly talked about these before, but one came out called Smuggler's Run, a Han Solo adventure. Now, this is, again, it's a Journey to the Force Awakens book, but this one takes place between episode 4 and 5. It follows, a story between Han and Chewbacca on the Falcon. Another one that came out was The Weapon of a Jedi, a Luke Skywalker adventure, and this takes place again between episodes 4 and 5. This has R2 and 3PO in it with Luke, and then Leia has her own, which is called Moving Target, a Princess Leia adventure. So this is about Leia, and that's set between 5 and 6. And she's leading some groups against the Galactic Empire. So it says, I mean, all three of these, the reason why they're part of the journey to The Force Awakens is apparently there's hidden in the story are hints and clues about the upcoming film. So that's why it's part of the journey. Like there's stuff in there apparently that hint towards something, either maybe introduction of a character or something like that. So there are novels that, but I don't know if they're classified. I can't tell if they're classified as junior novels or they're actually classified as novels.
I would say I think there are junior novels. Like the Luke one is like about 184 pages. It's very short.
So are those considered junior novels?
Yeah, they're pretty much junior novels.
And the reason why I think they are too, because this is published by Disney Lucasfilm Press, which I think they do the junior novel side.
Yeah, because
Del Rey does the full blown novels.
Right.
Is it Del Rey? Yeah, it's Del Rey.
Yeah.
So Del Rey does the full blown novels. DK does the kind of encyclopedia stuff. And I think Disney Lucasfilm Press, I think they're still handling the actually the category this is children's books. So, but again, does that mean I need to get it? I mean, I read it. I mean, I don't know.
If there's the junior novels, they're usually pretty cheap. So I'm like,
what about Lost Stars? Because that book seems to be huge,
hefty book. I wonder if I can find a preview because I'm imagining
it's 560 pages.
Yeah,
But see, again, it's done by Disney Lucasfilm, and it's under teens, so it's a junior novel.
I'm thinking young adult, teen, kind of like like a Twilight kind of thing. Like
it says age range 12 to 18 years.
Yeah, I want to see if I can find like a preview of it because I think it's one of those books that's just got the big font size and the, not like let me see Aftermath down there real quick if you want to hand me that, because like normally your books have like the normal kind of font size like this. I wonder if like some of those other books have
bigger ones. I don't know.
Size. So it's like it's 550 pages, but it's not. It doesn't look that many. Let me see if I can figure this out on Amazon. But I will definitely try to read Lost Stars. Maybe I can read that while you're reading Aftermath, and then we could swap.
Yes,
but
I do want to read. So again, because to me, I really want to know about the big novels.
Yeah. But
all this other stuff, if it's a read to journey, I might have to do it.
I can buy. Right now, Lost Stars.
It's on Prime for less than $10.
Yeah, Kindle edition, $8.17.
Oh yeah,
I might just do that.
You can get the hardcover
for $10.
For $10.
It is. Man, I might just do that instead then, guys, because I like having the books. I try to do Kindle sometimes, but I love having the books.
Yeah, and I want to say when I saw it at Target, I thought it was the soft cover. I don't think it was a hardcover.
I love soft cover too.
Yeah, I think it was soft cover.
Yeah.
In fact, I didn't see hardcovers of any of these. I think.
How much is Aftermath going for?
Aftermath is I bought it. It was 20% off at Barnes and Nobles. So I got it for like $20 maybe.
So right now, Amazon, since it's after the big chaos of Force Friday, right now Aftermath is going for $16.80.
Yeah.
Originally it was $28.
Yeah.
Kindle edition is $13.99. So yeah, I might just do Kindle edition just because it's cheaper. But I hate doing that because I want it on my shelf. It's like a trophy.
Correct. I'm buying all the novels.
Yeah. That's gonna be hard to.
I often said I was gonna buy the audiobook and like listen to the audiobook, but have them on the shelf. But I never got around to doing that.
Well, I might do something like that because sign up for Audible. The first audiobook you get is free.
Yes.
So might want to use that on Aftermath or something like that. So can't wait. I'm excited to read a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Wow. I think is this right? I think is Journey. It looks like Lost Stars is already at #1 bestseller.
It probably will. All those young teen books usually do pretty well. So
yeah, this is a young adult novel. So I don't know what that means.
It's just like tweens and teens and that teen angst kind of audience. So,
but that's weird they would do that when this is kind of a key moment.
Yeah, I know.
You would think.
Well, reaching that younger generation, man.
I guess
those young hearts. You gotta get hooked in. Some of those females too. If this has like that kind of thing, because the two main characters, their name is Thane, Kyrell, and Sienna Ree.
Yeah.
So they bond over their love of flying, and they're enrolled at the Imperial Academy together. So and then like some drama happens. So
some drama ensues.
Some drama, Star Wars drama.
So a little thing about Aftermath I wanted to mention. So I'm about 5 chapters into this book. I like I mentioned earlier, like I can't sit down and read for a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do 1 chapter a night, to get through it.
Yeah.
But I've already seen some connections.
Mm-hmm.
Now what's crazy is StarWars.com has already put out an article. What they're claiming is 9 connections Star Wars Aftermath makes to the known Star Wars universe. So I do want to mention these, even though
like to the original movies or to the new to the
known universe. So that means whatever we know of from the Clone Wars, Rebels movies. So I don't want. It's not really spoiling anything because Star Wars.com is
just nice little surprises.
But there are some surprises, yeah. So if you don't want to hear this, you might want to skip. But the 9 that they list, real quick. Number 1, apparently, again, I haven't in the 5 chapters. I haven't gotten any of these.
Yeah.
So I was a little surprised, but not really. But the first one is Fulcrum.
Oh, that's crazy.
So Wedge, who Aftermath is about, Wedge apparently recalls a mission where he broke his leg crashing his A-wing into a lip of volcano. That mission, he was sent by Fulcrum.
Or you know what that means? Probably I'm probably gonna see that in Rebels. Then maybe might see Wedge, and
very much so. So then the second one is a mention of Mustafar.
Yeah,
which it's we knew in season 1, the Inquisitor took Kanan to Mustafar. Right. It's mentioned in this book. Vader took Jedi there to question and execute. Something we had mentioned, and I think people knew about, Admiral Ray Sloan.
Yes, that's right, Sloan.
Who is a captain in A New Dawn.
Yeah.
So that character carries on. She's an admiral in this. Now this was pretty interesting. Uprising.
Mm-hmm.
The mobile game.
Oh, that new one, yeah.
So during an interlude. So what's crazy about this novel, there's interludes. So there's chapters and then there's interludes, like little quick side stories.
Yeah.
So during an interlude in Cloud City, Jintar Orr talks about how Adelhard has sealed off the entire sector with blockades and is lying to residents about the Emperor. We met Adelhard in the trailer for the mobile game Star Wars Uprising and learned he's in control of the Anart sector where Cloud City is located.
Right.
The same trailer also showed Adelhard telling citizens Emperor Palpatine is still alive. So somehow there's a connection there through Adelhard. Apparently on Coruscant, there's a mention in the book. There's a mention of I think they go to Coruscant at some point in the book. There's a mention of, even though it's closed down, there's a mention of Dex's Diner.
Oh, that's funny.
And how, and there's some kind of secret passage in there that gets to level 1313.
Oh my gosh.
So level 1313, as you know, was the game that's going to come out, and it was where Ahsoka Tano teamed up with Ventress in the Clone Wars.
Wow. That's so cool.
And this was pretty cool. A familiar Mandalorian. Apparently, there's a scene in here where one of the characters is in a fight on Tatooine with Dengar.
Okay.
And the person distracts Dengar by saying they see Fett. Pretending to see Fett or something like that over there. So anyway.
Hey, Fett's
there's a mention of freedom. This is number 7, freedom. Now, here's the thing. What's cool is that, and I didn't realize this until I read the novel, it is the New Republic. Like, it is called the New Republic.
In Aftermath, they're calling it the New Republic.
The New Republic.
When does this take place after Episode 6?
This is about 6 months after.
So they're already...
Yeah, and I'll say who the next one is, but so in this one, this number 7, it says freedom. It says, so I guess they mention Han and Chewbacca are maybe part of the New Republic, but they're still in the Millennium Falcon and missing the old days. They put protocol and their mission aside to head to Kashyyyk to attempt to free Chewbacca's home from Imperial control.
Oh gosh.
So that might be a whole nother story.
So many things are happening, yeah.
But now this was the big one that confirms it. Number 8. Mon Mothma is the new chancellor of the New Republic.
Sweet.
She is once a senator. Now, here's the thing. What's cool is, and I am at this part, it does mention this, what I've read. The Senate is not at Coruscant.
Okay.
It's at Chandrilla.
Chandrilla. So that's the official canon now.
Yep.
I guess it already was.
I think it was.
But yeah.
But she is in charge of the Senate at Chandrilla.
Interesting.
So for now, I guess until maybe they
passes or something like that.
Either that or they completely. I don't think Coruscant is completely released of Empire rule, possibly. Yeah. Because we read the excerpt. Remember, we talked about the excerpt where right after the Battle of Endor, the police of Coruscant was killing people that were resisting, the people that tore down the statue in Return of the Jedi. That's what's so great to think about. Like, at the end of Return of the Jedi, you're seeing this celebration. Well, this book confirms that celebration ended right away.
Yeah.
The cops basically just opened fire on all these people.
Yeah, in Shattered Empire, I was reading the blurb about that. Explains a little more about kind of like that, how even though Palpatine's dead, the Moffs are still trying to hold on to.
Yes, because what the problem they're doing is, if you recall, now I don't know if this is official canon yet, but as far as the expanded universe goes, you remember when the Empire took rule, they basically stopped using the HoloNet,
right?
So that people couldn't communicate as fast and get information out as fast. So it even mentions in this book that, and this is number 9 on this thing here. It's called Spreading the Message. It's like in 6 months, like right now, people still don't know that the Empire, that the Emperor died.
That's crazy.
Vader died.
Yeah.
That there's this big turmoil. I mean, you got to think. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of worlds, right?
Yeah.
And it's just so. Part of what's going on is Leia recorded a message, and she is trying to get. She's spreading the word that the Emperor Palpatine is dead.
Yeah.
The Alliance is taking over. We're forming a new republic, and it's 6 months later, and they're still trying to spread that message. So it's starting to come together. Yeah, it's starting to make sense that 30 years from now, there possibly is still a battle going on. I mean, at first, when you first heard that, it's like, what?
I mean, if the Empire still has pretty much the majority of its fleet still, it still has thousands of. I don't know how many Moffs are around. I guess it depends on how many.
Hundreds of Moffs, thousands of stormtroopers. I mean,
so
you still have all the Star Destroyers. I'm sure. Right when, I mean, if you think about it, we didn't see it, but right when the Death Star probably exploded, or they knew it was going to explode, you got to think that some of the Star Destroyers just took off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now, was that the entire Imperial fleet? Probably not. I mean, it was the entire Rebel fleet, but we don't know if it was the entire. It couldn't have been. So there was definitely more Star Destroyers out there.
There has been a lot of Coruscant. There has to be like a huge thing at Coruscant, and they've got to have like their factory somewhere else. But yeah, it makes more sense now because when we first saw all this stuff with First Order, or even like when we just first saw that there were stormtroopers, that there was this and that, like, why is the Empire still around?
Yes,
it makes sense now. I totally can believe.
Yeah, it wasn't like a month later everything just fell apart.
Yeah, they just laid down their guns. Well, we're done.
Yeah, no,
you guys can take over.
They're still fighting, and in the New Republic, again, they're not established at Coruscant yet. Now maybe they're working towards that, but but Mon Mothma. But I'm glad to know that it is actually the New Republic.
Yeah, that's relief.
So, do you think, they're throwing it out there, 30 years from now, is Leia the Supreme Chancellor?
I would think so.
I would think so too.
At least at some point, she might have became Supreme. Maybe she didn't. Maybe Mon Mothma passed, and then this First Order started to come because their leader's now gone, so they came out before Leia could take charge. But no, I would think Leia definitely is the leader.
See, hopefully. I think I want to believe that. I think in Episode 7, I think the New Republic is established.
Yeah.
I think the Resistance is just the reference to the group that's supposed to fight the First Order.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's the Resistance.
Rebelling against.
It's not a rebellion, correct?
Yeah, because
they are resistance.
They are leading. They are the leaders. They're just resisting against this new threat that's coming.
This new threat. So I think the New Republic. I think, totally, right? I mean,
so excited.
It's 100 days, man.
Yeah.
So so I think that the New Republic is there. I want to believe. I think Leia is the Chancellor, and that may be the reason why her and Han may not be together.
Man, because I can't take your political life.
I can't be a political. Yeah. I'm a smuggler.
I'm a lone wolf. Chewie, let's go.
I'm a loader, Dottie. A rebel. I do think that's why we see Han and Chewie going out, and so it makes it wonder. So that's why I think about it. I mean, really think about it. Like, they could have gotten married.
Yeah.
They could have had kids, and then she went the political route. Maybe he didn't. It's not a that's not a complete love story. Happily ever after. Maybe. So it's when they broke up, maybe the kids went off, and one of them might be Rey. Yeah, one of them might be Kylo. Yeah,
like they haven't seen him in a while. Like he's come out and there's like son, what are you doing?
Yeah, do we know? Do we know Rey's age? She's got to look like age. I know. Well, she's in her early 20s.
She's a little younger than me.
Yeah, which I think she's probably playing that. She's got to be playing like a 20, 21 year old.
Yeah, Adam Driver's like in his late 20s.
So you think about it, that's realistic. 10 years.
Yeah, and
then maybe 20. 20 years. I don't know. So.
Oh man, are you listening to us people here? We're really spitting some truth bombs right now.
This is awesome.
You got to listen to us.
You got to listen to us.
This is so exciting.
Yes. So that's a really cool thing. I can't wait to get through the aftermath. I'm really intrigued about Lost Stars, so I may have to read that.
Yeah.
But so let's move on to the next thing real quick. The big thing, somewhat big thing. I guess and I don't know when this happened because obviously we took off last week because we were waiting for Force Friday and all this stuff. I can't remember when it came out. It looks like it was somewhere around, I don't even know what date this article is. About August 28th or something like that. The premiere of Star Wars Rebels has been announced.
Right.
Disney XD, it is moving to Wednesday night, 9:30, as opposed to Mondays. October 14th, we are getting the Season 2 premiere of Star Wars Rebels.
Yes.
So it's a little later than I anticipated. I thought it would come out this month like everything else seems like. But holding off till October 14th, Wednesday, Disney XD. Check that out at 9:30. We will obviously preview and watch every episode and review it for you right here on Inside the Force. So that's a big thing there. Let's see real quick else on the of course Battlefront, still coming out. If you pre-order that, you can get the downloadable Jakku battle a week before it comes out. It comes out December 8th. You can get it December 1st if you pre-order the game. Let's see what else you got?
Well, it's just random news here and there, like and also kind of like almost like a forewarn you people. They've released also some trading cards for the Force Awakens trading cards kind of stuff. Apparently these cards actually reveal slight spoilers about pretty much the first act of Force Awakens. Like, I guess these trading cards might have some descriptions in there. I'm not reading what it says, but I've read like glimpses of like basically Finn's plot, like in his goal kind of stuff. So just be aware of that. But if you're into trading cards, you can buy the Topps trading cards for the Force Awakens. Pretty cool. A lot of other stuff, little coloring books that come out, little things like that from Force Friday that were pretty cool. Talking about some new characters, and there was one other, and there was the I can't remember how it was released. Like, the fat heads, the big fat head stickers you can put on walls. Yeah. There's some Star Wars fat heads now.
Really?
And there's one of the Starter Store that we see in the second teaser, not the one that crashed, but like the big one in space that we see Kylo Ren's shuttle coming from. That Starter Store is apparently called Finalizer. That was pretty cool. And so yeah, there's so many things, but yeah, movie wise, not much.
A couple other Force Friday announcements. The soundtrack, will be out the day the movie comes out, December 18th.
You can pre-order it now, right?
You can. Another reveal they came out with is they are coming out with a Marvel comic one shot on C-3PO that. It's coming in December, so it's very shortly before the release of the movie. But it explains how he gets the red arm. Yeah. So if you want to know how he gets it,
there may be a good reason, because I don't want no random change to C-3PO.
Yeah. So
and I was trying to actually kind of speculate that myself, because one thing I thought of was like, that TIE fighter has like a red stripe. There's like a TIE fighter in the Force Awakens has like a red.
Yeah.
And I thought like, well, maybe that. So the First Order captured C-3PO and replaced their arm with a red arm to kind of go with some kind of First Order thing. I don't know. But no, I don't think there's anything to do with that. It might be just some other thing like
I don't know.
3PO just loses the arm and they have to, here's a red arm, replace it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a cool flamethrower on.
But he doesn't have the silver leg anymore. Yeah. It looks like, so he got that fixed.
Yeah.
And then also in the comic side, big announcement tomorrow, which is Wednesday Comic Day. Shattered Empire #1 comes out.
Definitely reading that.
So we will definitely read that. We'll review that next week. Also, Darth Vader #9 hits shelves next week. Tomorrow. So we'll read that. No comics to report last couple of weeks because there haven't been any since the last time we reviewed comics. But I feel like Star Wars is on delay or something like that. I feel like I haven't read that one in a while.
Yeah.
But again, Shattered Empire #1 comes out tomorrow, as well as Vader #9. So go pick up those, and we'll again review those next week. Wow,
there's a lot of stuff.
I catch my breath.
It's hard to catch up with all this stuff.
Yeah, there's just so much happening. Yeah. So last thing is that it? Because there's one thing I also want to talk about, but. News-wise, is that pretty much all we got? You mentioned the character for Rogue One.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah,
his character from Rogue One. Apparently he just let it slip somehow, or just wasn't even thinking about it. But his character name seems to be called Malik. Galen, because I'm getting confused, because Galen is also a name of Starkiller and Force Unleashed. Galen Merrick.
Yes.
That people are saying like that doesn't seem like these are the same characters. They're kind of using technically illogical thinking because they're saying like he doesn't look anything like Starkiller and Force Unleashed game. He's too older, so he can't be Starkiller. He can. It's possible because
that's not canon.
It's not canon, so they can make him look however the heck they want him to look.
That's right.
He could be just an older version of Starkiller. That maybe they just kind of put that Starkiller storyline earlier in the canon line. So, but the director Gareth Edwards did say that they were going to de-emphasize the Force and Jedi a lot. Like it's really going to be mostly the little guys, as he calls it. Doesn't mean we won't see any Jedi. I don't think, but we won't be seeing big lightsaber bat duels. Probably not. Not. So he could just be another character called Galen. But that's such an interesting name. You don't hear that name. I don't feel like anywhere else. Like the only other time I've heard the name Galen, I feel like is in Force Unleashed, unless it's got some connection to some old literature, because they always do that. They always pull from old references. But interesting. Very interesting.
So the one thing I want to mention before we wrap up and do our canon tidbit there, I did read people commenting about some of the Star Wars Force Awakens stuff, or these or Force Friday stuff, and some people were talking about how they think that we may be going down a path of too much, like we're getting so much Star Wars from every aspect, movies, TV, toys, food, whatever. I mean, I think they're coming out with cereal, Force Awakens cereals and all this shit. So it made me think, like, basically he was saying that Disney is going to burn us out. And everybody's going to be sick of Star Wars. And so I thought about it. It made me, before you comment, like I really thought about it. And I think there's possibly some truth to that. I think someone like at my age, maybe even your age, I want to say I think it's pretty impossible, because you've already had us. Yeah. Like I'm in it forever. Yeah. I mean, there's not, like, to me, there's not enough you can give me. I mean, and because for one, I have the self-control in a sense to say, I want to read this or I want to watch this, and I don't have to. Yeah. Like there's, again, like we said, there's junior novels out there that I probably would never read. There's some of those novels are there I might never get to. Who knows? Yeah. But I'm definitely going to watch everything. Yeah. the comics I'm pretty much going to read as much as I can. So I don't know. To me, this is what I've always wanted.
Right.
I mean, this is what I've always wanted out of Star Wars. But I do have I do lend some truth to that, possibly to my daughter's generation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with all the Star Wars, I mean, they're going to see it on kids' back. I mean, not that they didn't see it back then, but there was no, you know, a kid that grew up in the late 80s never saw Star Wars on television.
Yeah.
They never saw it in a theater. You know, it wasn't until your generation that actually saw the release of the special editions, right?
Right.
So now this generation is apparently getting a movie every year.
Yeah.
TV shows. There's probably eventually going to be 3 or 4 TV shows on, with Netflix.
Yeah.
And so I can see where maybe a kid my age or a kid my daughter's age could be like, "Oh my God, there's a Star Wars everywhere." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because again, there's not that. I don't know. There's not that wow factor from like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That grabbed you because there was nothing else like it.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing else like it. Now there's all kinds of stuff like it, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you can look at kind of the Harry Potter franchise or something like that, the whole Pokemon stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's stuff out there that's so big that kids get into that they may just think Star Wars is just one other thing that I don't need to get into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what you think.
See, I'm wondering though if we're seeing this flood, with 20 books this year, for the Journey of the Force Awakens, there's 20 or titles, whatever they want to call it. Massive toys like Force Friday. Yes, this is a lot, but I'm almost thinking like this is only going to be for the episode 7. Like we are going to get a movie a year, some reoccurring TV show or some form of TV show probably every year as well, whether it's an animated show then like a live action show. And we'll get, a certain amount of books, maybe the 2 or 3 books a year. I don't know. But like, I feel like it's going to level out and we'll get it at a very consistent pace. Like we won't be getting a swarm of all this new stuff like every single year. Maybe not. I don't know. But I am like you, where I can't get enough of it. And I do worry, like someone like, Sam's age where either they look at Star Wars and be like, that's, stupid and burnt out, or they just look at it like it's just no big deal, kind of like you said, like, well, it's just Star Wars. It's just another one of those things. Like, I'm just so used to Star Wars being around.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we say that, but there are other franchises like that have been around forever. I mean, like, of course, I talk about Star Trek, but, they've always had some sort of TV show most of the time. Now they got these new movies. Although,
But that's the thing. Do you feel like Star Trek is...
I don't feel like it's... I mean... I am a Star Wars fan, but I don't feel like Star Trek is at that level as Star Wars.
It is not.
I
don't believe it is.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all. I'm sure I'll get some debate on that if we had Trekkies here, but that's fine. But I just simply don't. I just look at what I've seen, and I just don't see Star Trek where Star Wars is. Although it has an even deeper history than Star Wars. Like Star Trek was around since like the late '60s, right? Around that time that this.
Oh yeah,
so
since the '60s.
It's been around longer than Star Wars, but Star Wars still has a bigger impact. So I'm just, movie.
But I feel like, again, just from Star Trek fans that I know, and what I've read is that a lot of them have been turned away because of the TV shows.
Really,
like some of them have said
like
this.
Purists,
This sucks. They're not taking, they're not staying true to Star Trek or whatever. Yeah. And then, of course, all of a sudden when the J.J. Abrams came and just rebooted everything, basically, like a lot of people got upset by that.
Yeah.
So, again, I don't think anything like that will happen with Star Wars because I don't think there's ever going to be any alternate reality kind of stuff. They're never going to do that.
Yeah.
But there is a risk for sure that a TV series may come out and not many people cling to it, and because there's still people out there that never cling to the Clone Wars, even though it was a great series.
Yeah, and it has like 5.5, I guess, seasons, whatever. But so
yes,
I'm thinking though that it will have like just a peak and valley kind of thing. Will there always be that younger generation that are just discovering Star Wars, at that young age, and they're loving it. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be pretty much the same how it is now. Like we're getting a lot of Star Wars. For those that love it, which there are. I feel like a lot of people who are like us, and will just keep loving it, keep doing it, keep buying and watching, reading.
And there's a huge group of people that.
Yeah. So I think, and then you're not going to lose them.
No.
So I think you'll have that forever. You will still have that huge group of people that feel like Star Wars is over and done. Like I've heard, from my students at work saying like, what else can they do with Star Wars? Why are we getting more? Like, what else can you tell with Star Wars kind of thing? So like, yeah, I mean, like we scoff at it, but like from that point of view, it's like,
yeah,
I understand it. So, but then you have this new generation coming up that are rediscovering or discovering for the first time, and they're like, so in awe by it. So it's a cycle. You'll get those people that love it, cling on to it for a while, then drop off. You'll get those people that find it for the first time, love it, and stay with it forever like us. So I think Star Wars is going to be safe.
And I do think, though, and I don't know when this is going to happen, but I do think at some point you do have to get away from this timeline.
Oh, yes.
Of the Skywalkers.
Yeah, I think so.
Because, like, right now, this younger generation, say it's a 10, 12-year-old kid. I don't have one, so I don't know. So, but, they may never have seen the original trilogy yet.
Right.
They might not know about Anakin and Luke and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So, at some point, you do have to introduce a whole new group of characters.
Yeah.
And they're doing it kind of with Rey and Finn and all that stuff. But I'm talking about a different story.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, man, again, I'll throw this out there. I think we've said it several times. You got to go back to like Knights of the Old Republic stuff.
Yeah, I think they will.
I do think
I'm
so.
sure
They will.
Yeah.
Establish those as canon somehow, or introduce characters that are canon, like Darth Bane's, or even the
Revans, and
the
Malaks and Revans,
yes, and stuff like that. So, because I think those, when you have the Sith against the Jedi battles like that, I think you'll get a lot of people that way.
Yeah.
But
it's just going to be a crazy time. Think like 10, 15 years from now, what are we going to have? What's going to be out there right now? It's going to be totally different, probably. Totally different Star Wars,
It might be.
And then they may repackage what we have now as like the Skywalker saga, whatever.
Yes.
And so we have everything, Clone Wars, 7, 8, 9, everything grouped into one big box. That's Skywalker. Then we'll have the Old Republic package. That's like its own 9 movies, It's crazy to think of. It's in good shape. I don't know. I think
I have every confidence in Kathleen Kennedy right now. Every confidence. All right, so let's wrap it up. Great show right now. So let's wrap it up with a little canon tidbit we've been throwing in every episode. So next up is technology, I think, right?
Yep. Your little small canon profile today are about Droideka, a.k.a. Destroyer Droid. These little guys' appearance is in episodes 1, 2, Clone Wars, and episode 3. Manufacturer, can only say this, Colicoids, different manufacturer than the Battle Droid, actually, which is interesting. But their type is a Battle Droid. And then it just talks about kind of how they're designed, how they're made. They're made to look, they're for the intimidation factor. Where Battle Droids are like the infantry, they're to look like kind of lifelike, move like humans in a way. The Droidekas are made to come in and just decimate everything and everybody. They don't move they can't walk very well. They've got that insect type of body. They just come in, roll in really fast, just blast you guys to death with their awesome lasers, and then have their deflector shields, that kind of thing. But it says here the Trade Federation uses Droidekas aboard its starships for security, as well as on the ground during combat operations. So it just made me think, though, when we first saw Droidekas in episode 1, it's just that one new thing, like, for Star Wars. It wasn't your typical Star Wars movie. Like, this is something new that's really cool. That I thought, Droidekas, destroyers, it's so new and fresh and interesting. Something small like that, which, for me, revitalized Star Wars in a crazy way. So it just made me think, how many new awesome things we're going to see in the new trilogy here. But Droidekas,
yes,
destroyer droids. That's your short little canon people for today. Really cool. They don't talk though, right? They actually don't have I don't think they have a voice. Like all the other battle droids do, but super battle droids and the normal battle droids have voice boxes, I guess, but the droidicas do not. Interesting.
Yeah. Awesome. Again, we could talk all night about this stuff. Yeah. So, but we appreciate everybody tuning in, and hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend, as well as a fantastic Force Friday. We'll be back next week, of course, hitting you up on some news and then reviewing the latest comics. Can't wait to talk about Shattered Empire, how that's going to kick off this journey, the Force Awakens in the comic side. Talk about a little bit more of what I read in Aftermath. Maybe Casey will get some Lost Stars going, and we will just keep talking Star Wars leading up. So next week sometime, probably somewhere about 92 days.
Yeah.
But we're actually going to tweet out. We're going to make some graphics and get some our little 100-day countdown out there. So follow us on Twitter at Inside the Force, InsideTheForce.com. You get to all the episodes that we got there. Of course, subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and TuneIn Radio. If you're listening to us already, normally, thanks for your subscription. And you can follow Casey over there at Kryptonian1138. I am D. Cottingham21. Of course, we're on Facebook as well as Inside the Force. Man, it's good stuff. Good stuff. So, that'll do it for us. For Casey Cooley.
She has disappeared, my lord. Mon Naboo cruiser has got past the blockade. So there you go. New Gunray quote for you guys. Haven't heard from him. He deserves some care and love and tender love and kindness. So made me think of it after looking at droidicas.
That's right.
So there you go. New Gunray quote.
They're no match for droidicas.
That is not possible. That's what I think of a lot. Because like the first scene there in episode 1 when Qui-Gon puts his lightsaber through, like when I was a kid watching that, like every time I saw episode 1 as a kid, I'd always say this one line in my head where New Gunray, it says like they're getting past our shield doors, whatever, and he goes, "That is not possible." Then it cuts back to Qui-Gon, like just I'm like, not for a Jedi.
Yeah, no,
I always said that to myself, and I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
super awesome.
All right, thanks for tuning in. Check us out next week, and hope everybody has a great rest of the week. And we will catch up with you later. For Casey,
goodbye, everybody.
I'm Dave, and may the Force be with you.
This has been a production of the 21 Network. For more great podcasts, visit 21network.com. To view additional content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/21network. Follow us on Twitter at 21network for the latest news and updates. The 21 Network, for the fan and all of us.